Good morning, everybody. Michael the Maven. Today, I'm going to be answering the question about 3D pop. It's sort of like this mythical creature that people say they've seen, but there's never any proof. And if it does exist, how to recreate it. First, I have to give a huge thank you to Andrew Showmaker. He's a very well-known landscape photographer here on Maui. He has his own gallery. I would love to have him on the Maven Nation at some point, because he's extremely talented. Andrew, thank you for sharing your skills with us. Thank you for sharing the image. I'm trying to talk Andrew into letting me share the image I'm about to show you so you guys can download it and see for yourself, but I have to leave that up to him because it's his copyright. So maybe you've heard of this term or not, 3D pop or three-dimensionality. We're not talking about stereoscopic images. We're talking about plain old normal 2D images. What is this thing that people are describing? For me, 3D pop is a feeling or a sensation that I am actually there. It's kind of hard to explain, but most images do not have it. And so when I was talking with Andrew and he showed me this image, I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. This is a great example of this 3D pop. And as I started to analyze it, I came to the conclusion of the elements required to make this work. The reason it doesn't work with most images is because in a 3D pop image, to me what it feels like is that when I look at different parts of the image, I see it as if I would see it in real life. So if you're shooting very wide apertures and you have a very shallow depth of field, it's not going to work when you start looking in different parts of the image. Why? Because it's blurry. In our eyes, typically we see in focus if they're working right. So after studying Andrew's picture, I came to the conclusion that you need exactly 4 elements to make this work. If you do not have them, it's not going to happen. Number 1, a high resolution camera. This is going to become more important in the near future. Andrew was shooting with the Fuji 100 GFX, which is a 100 megapixel camera, tremendous amounts of resolution. Sony just announced the A7R Mark IV, 61 megapixels. There's a rumor that there's a Canon camera coming that'll do 80 megapixels. So suffice it to say, these very high resolution cameras are starting to become more and more available. And I believe the resolution of the image itself was a critical factor to this. The second part is that the depth of field has to be deep enough if you're looking in different parts of the frame, and it needs to kind of stay in focus, whether you're looking at the tree in the background or the rock in the foreground, they have to be within the depth of field. Third part of this is that you have to have a lens that is good enough to resolve that kind of detail to the degree that you're gonna feel like you're looking at this with the naked eye. And the fourth part is having elements within the frame that give a sense of depth. Those are the 4 most important factors to make this happen. So if you are a landscape or maybe you're shooting interiors and things of that nature, I believe you could establish a competitive advantage as a photographer if you mastered having those 4 things in your shot. Your work would absolutely positively stand out. Hopefully Andrew will let us share this image and you guys can download it and take a look for yourself. I think it's amazing. We were talking the other day and he shared another one and I'm like, oh, there it is too. So I know that this is a thing. I kind of feel like I understand how it happens, and now I feel like I have an idea of how to create it, and I wanted to share that with you guys. In any event, if you enjoyed this episode on 3D pop and the technical lessons I've been coming out with, let me know with a thumbs up and your subscription if I haven't earned it already. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.